Happy Halloween 2021. How y'all doing out there? Brett here for TopoRanger. And yes, the Halloween season is upon us. So in the spirit of that season, I've decided to take you guys on a tour of an abandoned Pennsylvania Dutch country barn. Perhaps even haunted. Perhaps not. I guess we'll have to find out by checking this sucker out. But before we do that, make sure you subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Follow me on TOPO_Ranger. That's TOPO_Ranger. Instagram. And also search me up on Facebook. Why not, right? How long does it take? A couple seconds? I got a lot of cool pics there. TopoRanger on Facebook too. Make sure you follow us there as well. All right, so without further ado, let's check out this creepy ass abandoned barn. And right out of the gate, what do we have here? Oh, yikes. That doesn't scream Halloween. I don't know what does. What is that? Cat? Dog? I don't know. Poor thing. Didn't quite make it. Let's get our light over here. Like I said, for those of you watching this video who are not from this part of the country, we're in Pennsylvania Dutch country. And the Pennsylvania Dutch have a long and rich tradition of what they would have called a spookhuis, a spook house, or a haunted house, or in this case, perhaps a haunted barn. And I'm starting to think that maybe this barn is haunted by the ghost. Of this guy right here. Seems a little big to be a domestic cat. Perhaps a dog. Oh, this is... We're in the lower part of the barn right now. Above us, oh wow, look at that. We've got fieldstone rocks above us with these I-beams holding up the ceiling. Broken window. This barn, I'm sure this barn is at least 100 years old, maybe right around there. It could be older, sections of it could be older. 100 years ago, we're talking 1921, they would have had these I-beams, right? This could have been an addition or a renovation. That crunching that you hear is all these pieces of rusted I-beam. It's fallen down over the years. Maybe we'll find some old bottles or just old relics. I can't get over this though. Look at that. I mean, I'm not a barn construction aficionado, but that's the first time I've ever seen somebody lay a stone ceiling with I-beams. There's one of the doors. So what's this plated? 1925? Penna. Now they used to, I know back in the day they used to abbreviate Pennsylvania as Penna. I think now it's more PA. And I've seen other things from the 20s, 30s, turn of the century, where penna was used. This says 1925, so I don't know. What do you guys think? That would kind of fit in with my 100-year estimate. Now the Pennsylvania Dutch, as a lot of you might already know, Pennsylvania Dutch are not Dutch. It's actually Pennsylvania Deutsch, but it turned into Pennsylvania Dutch in the popular culture. Most of them came from southern Germany, although they came from Switzerland, all over, all kinds of different places. They came here starting before Pennsylvania was even a country, before the Revolution. And the Germans obviously already had a tradition of barn building. So you come here, you're looking at construction that would have kind of been inheriting certain norms from German construction. But would have, been modified and added upon and evolved separately in style, kind of like the language. Pennsylvania Dutch became its own dialect, most closely, again, associated with southern German, a specific area in Germany, in southern Germany, where apparently it's close enough that if somebody from that region of Germany comes here and speaks German with a Pennsylvania Dutch person, they can kind of understand each other, which is kind of cool considering how much time has separated the two branches of the language. The Amish, who, as of late, when I say they, last decade, have become kind of injected into the mainstream consciousness with frankly ridiculous shows like the Amish Mafia. It's a lot of novels. There's a lot of people who write about Amish families, and they are Pennsylvania Dutch. But I can say this: all Amish people are Pennsylvania Dutch, but not all Pennsylvania Dutch are Amish, because the Amish were followers of a specific individual who came over here, who had a specific vision of what it meant to be a Christian. And that's where they came from. And I think they came over pretty early. Weren't nearly as many of them, but there's a lot of them now. I think there are about 250,000 Pennsylvania Dutch speaking individuals in the United States. However, most of those people are Amish, but they don't just live in Pennsylvania. I'm gonna say 50, 60,000 Amish in Pennsylvania. I think it's the first or the second most populous state in the United States in terms of Amish people, but there are a lot of Amish people in other states too. But like I said, the word for a haunted house would have been Spuck. And don't quote me on the pronunciation, but I think it's Spuck, Spuck Haas. spook house, ghost house. And they also had witches. And faith healers called powwowers. And also called, I think in the dialect, braucherei. Those were the people who practiced powwow. The 7 books of Moses, I think, is one of their textual sources. Lots of birds' nests in here. But then there were also the hexerai. Now the hexerai were the bad witches. They were the ones who would put spells, curses, hexes on people for a fee. And the roots of that stretch back into old Europe. Old European Germanic witchcraft. You might have heard of the Hex murders. Raymeyer's Hollow. Check into it. It's pretty creepy. So my guess is that these troughs here, where the cows drank or ate their feed, or maybe this was for water, they'd put hay. Bales of hay probably went up in here, and they would eat, and they would go out those barn doors over there. Back in the day, in that direction would have been a field. In fact, the woods surrounding this barn would have all been fields that the farmer was working. And we're going to come back to this. But this, that ladder there, that goes up into the old silo, and we can get in there. But we're gonna come back to that. I mean, the construction, the core of the construction is solid. They did have electricity, it looks like, at least later on. So they would have come down here, probably come through this door with the hay. Again, I'm kind of theorizing here. If any of you guys out there know, what's in there? If any of you guys out there know more about dairy farming, which I'm assuming this was for. Oh God, what's in there? Look at that, you can even see hay. There's still hay in there. Wow. Some old buckets. I can still hear all the birds and stuff from the outside, so it's not too spooky for me. But there's something definitely creepy about an old barn. There's some kind of room in here. I wonder why that window was there. Got kind of a half door here. Cows would stand right here, drink from here, eat from here. Oh, geez, what's that? Oh, God. That looks like a squirrel. Oh, Jesus. Seems to be a lot of dead animals in here. What's this? Oh. this stuff looks, oh, look at this bottle here. Still has some writing on it. Well, it doesn't have a screw cap. My understanding is that the screw caps started in 38. Of course, that doesn't mean this is older. Let's look at the bottom of this thing. We can tell. Oh yeah, it's an Illinois Owen. Oh. I think it says 59. You see that? It says 59. So that bottle's from 59, which really isn't, well, that was 60 years ago. I mean, was this place even operational 60 years ago? You gotta wonder. Subscribe now. I thought I heard something. What's that? It's a piece of metal. On my way in here, I must have seen about 6 or 7 white-tailed. Lots of deer. It's weird because this place is like a, it's like a portal. It's like a portal to another time in the sense that, you know, this barn has been sitting here, abandoned. I mean, that bottle could have been left there by the farmer 60 years ago. You're seeing a snapshot of a time gone long ago. Now, as far as I know, the bottom of the barns were pretty much for the cows to sit there, you know, during storms or at night. They would come. Now, here's a gate. So I'm thinking maybe this might have been for the baby cows or the young cows. See, there's a gate here. Some kind of animal's been digging there. It's still, I mean, there's just poop everywhere. So this thing has been, there's a bottle there. It's been infested with all kinds of, God knows what. All kinds of pack rat animals and stuff. This is wet here. Oh, there's another, oh God. What the hell is that? Yeah, there are leaks up in the ceiling there, you see that? So this might have been an area for juvenile cows. Maybe that's why it's fenced in there and they would come in here and check on them. I don't know. Like bags of concrete. Some type of mixing paddle. There's a bunch of old bottles. Now those have screw caps. Oh, I know what that is. That's whiskey. Oh God. Oh. That's another. Oh Jesus. What the heck? What is this? Like a cat graveyard or something? Freaking like it's like a freaking Stephen King book up in here. Yeah, those are, I'm willing to bet those are whiskey bottles.